Hey guys, welcome back. Here we are doing the Archetype series. And if you've gotten this far into it, that's fantastic. Please like it, please share it, please comment, share what your thoughts are. Let me know if you have these archetypes. Let me know if they resonate with you. Let me know if there's an archetype that you'd like me to discuss. I'm open to all of these things. Like it, share it, comment. I'm happy for feedback. Tonight I want to talk about the damsel and a princess. I want to sort of talk about how they're similar. I want to talk about how they're different. And I want to talk about what makes them unique and special. So a damsel is someone who just is kind of in love with romance. A damsel wants on some level to be romanced and rescued and cherished and adored. And there is that damsel in distress is kind of one of the sort of universal art. Damsel in distress is one of those things that everybody knows, sees, can understand. You can think about, there's even cartoons have damsels. Like damsel is it's like one of the most predominant archetypes in the world. And I think that it actually could have a little bit of stereotyping involved. Last time I talked about the light side and the shadow side of it. Every archetype has a light side and a shadow side, and the shadows are those places where not necessarily like shadow work where it's put into the unconscious, though it might be. It's more like a lower self quality where you it's part of you, but it's not something you necessarily resonate with or even like very much. But when we're talking about the high side of a damsel, yes, the high side of a damsel absolutely knows that she can rescue herself, knows her worth, knows that is capable of amazing things. She still wants to be romanced, but she knows that she's capable of rescuing herself. But in the shadow side, the damsel is actually just waiting for a knight to be rescued. Like she actually doesn't know how to take care of herself. And I think we can all recognize who you either have a damsel or you've known a damsel. Right? So and I think because it has such a negative connotation, women have a hard time sometimes owning that they have a damsel. Like right now, it's hard for women to be that feminine energy. There's so much that we do in such a masculine way of doing and rescuing and being fierce and taking care of ourselves. All is amazing. But if you have a damsel, that's going to feel like you're going to have an imposter syndrome going on with that because there's a part of you that does want to be taken care of. There's a part of you that does want to be rescued. There's a part of you that does want to be cherished and coddled and kept in a tower and just looking pretty. And it's okay that you want it, but you have to allow yourself the wanting of it. Yes, you can rescue yourself, and absolutely you can. But a damsel wants a knight, period. And frankly, a knight always wants a damsel. So there is a great, that's one of those really great symbiotic relationships that over time can change because a knight always wants a damsel and a damsel may or may not always want a knight, or the knight will maybe wants a younger damsel, right? So those are tricky relationships, but when you have a knight and a damsel, those are the great relationships. Those are the kind of legendary epic romances. The perfect example I give of a damsel is actually Fiona in Shrek. And the reason I say this is because the damsel is the one in power. She just needs to embrace it. She needs to own it. She needs to know that the damsel is freaking powerful. And she doesn't need anybody. She just wants it. And that's okay. But you need to know that you're freaking powerful. So Fiona in Shrek is a classic damsel. The difference between damsel and princess. Now, princess also wants to be romanced and loved and cherished, but a princess has a little bit more, I don't want to say refinement, but there's an expectation of a princess that people sort of serve her, right? The example of like daddy's little princess or mommy's little princess. There's a level of like expectation that a princess has servants. A damsel is locked away in a tower. So there's I mean, a princess can be a damsel, but a damsel is not always a princess. She might be. Again, Fiona was a princess and a damsel. Sleeping Beauty is a princess, and she has a lot of shadow damsel energy. She's sort of like lost and helpless until her prince comes and slays a dragon. So the princess, they're similar. They want to be romanced. They want to be loved. They want to be cherished. They want to be adored and romanced. And both a princess and a damsel want a knight. They want that rescuer, that stalwart, solid companion. The princess just has the expectation that people serve her. My Lily is a princess and also a damsel. My sister is a princess. My sister she's 20 years younger than me and has only ever had people bend over backwards for her. It's amazing. It's actually fascinating to watch because I have a knight. I have my knight energy. So my sister and I are fantastic friends. But if we had been born at the same time, we would have hated each other because I would have resented that she was constantly mollycoddled. Anyway, princess, damsel. In the high side, now the princess knows that she's here to serve. The princess is willing to serve her people, willing to take on the responsibility. Ultimately, the princess can grow into a queen if she owns her power. The damsel won't necessarily grow into a queen, but she will grow into empowered woman. But in the shadow, for both of them, there's that level of helplessness and needing to be taken care of. If you have princess or damsel, it's all about learning your own value. Until next time.